Okay, peeps, so today we're going to take our drawings that we began yesterday and finish them so that way we can get started on our coat of arms embossing. I have my example here of my quick sketch that I drew for my coat of arms, and I'm going to quickly go over with you the symbolism that I put into my work. And I chose to do more than 3. I asked you guys to do at least 3, but I'm just going to quickly go over with you what I did here so that way you can kind of get an idea of one way of doing it. So up the top, I have the Mazzoni banner with my name, and I just put the font of the lettering however I'd like. I have 2 lions, which indicate bravery. I also have the 5 intersecting spears, which represent bravery and courage. Down here, I have a symbol for the arts. So this is the performing arts symbol and a palette for painting. And radiating from that, I have some wind-like motion marks all the way around the edge to create some unity amongst the piece. It also reminds me a little bit of Vincent van Gogh's brush strokes. So that's something that you can play with, making different designs to fill some of the empty space around your shield. I also have this big horseshoe in the back, which is the symbol for luck, and 2 doves up above the lion, which are the symbol for peace. So once you're ready with your drawing and it's fully mapped out, and really quick before we get moving on, I talked to you guys yesterday. A lot of you guys were doing layering with your symbols. So if you are doing layering, what I did first, and I have layering happening here, the horseshoe is in the back, and I drew the spears and the lions after I did that. And all I did was I drew really lightly so that way if any lines were intersecting that didn't belong afterwards, I could erase them. So now it looks like the lions are on top of the horseshoe and the spears are on top of the horseshoe. So that's how you do layering. You want to draw lightly so that way you can erase lines that don't belong. Once you get to this point, you're going to get an embossing sheet, which is basically like tinfoil. It's just a little bit thicker. And you're also going to need some masking tape. And for the first time ever, you're going to want a dull pencil. This one's pretty dull, but to have it be a little bit duller would be ideal. But since I have done this before, I can work with this semi-dull pencil. So the first thing you're going to want to do is use your tape to attach your drawing on top of your foil. And notice underneath this, I have a good thick stack of newspaper. This newspaper is going to create a cushion to push the pencil into your foil to create deep, deep lines, which are going to add form to your embossing. If you don't have the stack of paper underneath and you go to emboss, then you really can't get much of a dip in your foil, and it's going to appear to be pretty flat, which is not ideal when we're looking for something with deep, deep crevices when we're doing embossing. So I'm just going to quickly do 1 or 2 things so that way you guys can get the idea of what to do. And then I'm going to let you break off and do it on your own because I don't want you to have to watch me work the whole time and not get to do your own work. So I'm going to quickly outline back and forth the lines that I created my lion with. And then I'll show you guys as I go what this is doing to the foil that's underneath. Now notice I'm pressing down back and forth, and I can kind of gauge how deep my line is getting based on how thick the line that I'm drawing is getting. If you end up poking through your drawn shield, don't worry about it. This drawing is just a guideline to help you trace for your embossing. It's not the final piece. The final piece is on the tin foil. So this paper drawing can get rips in it. If you push too hard, you could rip through your foil, and that could be problematic. If you don't want to have holes in your tin foil, I would suggest not pushing down too hard. You want to push down with a medium amount of pressure and see what that gets you. If you end up poking a hole, you know you're pushing too hard. But this lion is now getting really bold compared to that other lion, and that's because I'm going back and forth to create the illusion of the lion on the foil underneath. And I'm going to show you right now what that looks like. Oh, I forgot the eye. Let me go in and add that. Okay, so if I lift this, you can see that my lion is now in my tin foil, and it's just the basic outline of the lion. And what you can do now is you can continue to add texture lines for hair if you would like, or you could leave it as a contour drawing of your lion. It's really up to you, however you envision this to be for your own work. And you can push from the front of your project where you can see the drawing. But I'm also going to show you how when you push from the back of your drawing in embossing, it's going to create a different effect. So I just did some texture lines to create the illusion of hair on this lion. Now I'm going to flip the project over. And you can still see the lion happening here, but I'm just going to accent those hair lines by literally pushing straight into the tin foil with my pencil. And just the variety of pushing from the front and the back is gonna really bring this embossing to life. If you just bear with me while I get another pencil. I'm just going up against some of the lines and really accenting them from the back. And now let's see what this looks like from the front. That's pretty cool. And I can also continue to make edits based on what I think this lion needs. Okay? Maybe I want to make the tongue pop more. So I'm going to dig into that area. So you guys, that's just one lion on my drawing. So as you can see, this is going to take a little bit of work and time and patience. So if you need to take little breaks to give your muscles of your hands a break, feel free. But good luck, and I'm so excited about seeing these because all of your drawings look awesome. Alrighty, let's do this.